Okay, this is section 2.6, and we're going to start talking about problem solving using geometry. So here you have some common formulas for perimeter and area. So we have perimeter and area for a square. Area is A, P is perimeter. We have area of a triangle, area of a trapezoid, and we have area and perimeter of the rectangle. So number 1 says, find the area and perimeter of a rectangle whose length is 10 meters and whose width is 12. So I always like to draw a little picture first. So my length is 10 meters. My width is 12 meters. It doesn't really matter which side you label which. We have that perimeter equals, for a rectangle, 2L plus 2W. So in that case, we have 2 times 10 plus 2 times 12. So following the order of operations, 2 times 10 is 20, plus 2 times 12 is 24. So our perimeter is 20 plus 24, or 44 meters. Now, the area of a rectangle is length times width. So our area is 10 times 12. So area is 120. Now area is always in square units because we've multiplied a length times a length. So we can write 120 square meters using words, or we could write 120, M is the symbol for meters, with an exponent of a 2. Either way. Okay, number 11. It says, find the area of a triangle whose base measures 13 inches and whose height is 8 inches. So you've got a picture here of what H for height and B for base is, and you've got the formula, so why don't you pause the video and try to do this yourself. Okay, now that hopefully you've tried this on your own, let's make a picture of our triangle here. Obviously, I'm a great drawer. So our height right here, this distance, is 8 inches. And the base is 13 inches. Okay, so according to our formula, area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. So we have 1/2 times 13 times 8. Okay, we can multiply numbers in any order. So I'm going to move this 1/2 so that we have 13 times 8 times 1/2. Why did I do that? Well, 13 times 8 is 4 times 2 times the 1/2. Well, our 2's can cancel. And that leaves us with area equals 13 times 4, which is, good question. No, sorry, it's 52. Now remember, it's an area, so that's square inches or we could write 52 inches squared. Okay, let's look at number 12. It says a rectangular area of a yard has been set aside for a garden. Okay, so let's draw our garden. It says if the garden is 3 times as long as it is wide. So if this is our width, it's 3 times as long. So its length is 3W. It says the perimeter is 48 feet. So we know that P equals 48 feet. And it wants us to find the dimensions of the garden. That means we need to find the length and the width. So let's start with, we know that perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Now let's plug in. We know that our length, L, is the same thing as 3W, and the width is just a W. Oh, and we also know that the perimeter is 48 feet, so let's go ahead and put 48 feet in there. Okay, so now let's do some arithmetic. We have 48 equals 2 times 3W is 6W plus 2W means that 48 equals 8W. And using the multiplication property of equality, we get 6 feet is the width. Now, that's one of our dimensions, but remember it said find the dimensions, which means we also need to know the length. So what did we know? We knew that the length was 3 times the width, right? So that means the length is 3 times, W we said was 6 feet, so our length is 18 feet. So our garden is 6 feet by 18 feet. And of course, if we check that, we better come out with the correct number, right? So let's see. 2 times the length, which is 18, plus 2 times the width, which is 6, we hope is 48. So 2 times 18 is 36, plus 2 times 6 is 12. Does that equal 48? Yes, it does. So we have our dimensions right. So it's 6 feet by 18 feet. Okay, that's how we deal with areas of rectangles, triangles, and squares. And the formula for trapezoids up there too, so we can apply it. Let's talk now about circles. So for circles,